Okay, so we starting off with Tat's page, trolling, troll auditing the trolls. Um, Tats has actually been reaching out and asking everybody to share this content for one of the main. I'm not gonna say one of the main ones, but he's a semi big uh uh anti-auditor channel, I guess, and he likes to talk bad about people, everybody doing the First Amendment or exercising their rights. For some reason, he has a big issue with that, and he likes to really insult people and talk real bad about people. So we're gonna play this video from Tat's page, and then we're gonna go check out the guy he's actually talking about. And like it's terrible how this guy is talking so bad about people with the kind of background that he's dealing with right now, and what he's doing is just completely despicable. And that one thing that I notice about a lot of the anti-auditing channels who like to insult auditors, they either look like their life is miserable or they don't show their face. That's one thing I noticed about that. There's very few of them that look like, happy to be, or just, you got to think, if your whole channel is based on talking bad about somebody else, you got to think the troll channels wouldn't even exist without the auditing channels. Like they get their content from us, and then like it's crazy that they'll say, "Oh, y'all just trying to make money off YouTube, blah 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 blah," but they're using our content to make money off YouTube and say it's it's a crazy existence that they're living in. But I'm sure if you're not familiar already, go check out Tat's channel, troll auditing the trolls. Go check out his channel. And this is the video he did that summarizes the horrible actions of this dude called Frauditor Wrangler. And yeah, y'all about to check it out. I know most people probably been following this. Let me, my bad, y'all. Let me slow it down. Like I said, y'all know I usually watch things at 2 times the speed.
Hello, and welcome back to another video. I'm Honest Abe, and today's video is brought to you by MSG Retired.
Wait, hold on. Before we get started, I'm reading this. I'm not gonna get that. You talking about Brady? You talking about Tats or you talking about Frauditor Wrangler? Which one you talking about? Someone used to sub to wanted 80 a month for a membership. No, Bridget, I'm saying Bridget, Brady, it's not gonna be nothing like $80 a month. I think the most maybe 20, but not even that. Like really, I'm gonna keep it around like $5. Cause it's just to have enough skin in the game to where I can avoid people just wanting to, basically spy on me. And if you're gonna spy on me, like they're gonna have to put forth the effort with it. What's up, Renetta? But let's get started. Y'all.
before you bring up somebody, let me explain this. What got me into this is,
oh my gentle Jesus. I need you all to sit back, relax, close your eyes, or keep them open, it doesn't matter to me, and take a trip down hypothesis lane. So all of this is just my theory, my hypothesis of what Michael Kaiser actually did. So here we have a man who, by every definition, has failed himself in life, or so he thinks. He tried to join the military in earnest, and he failed twice, basic training, for whatever reason. That is strike one for his success in his eyes. And then what does he do? He turns to a life of crime, and he claims it's because of a drug addiction, which makes perfect sense. And he gets desperate for money, so he decides to rob a few places and get these pain pills. But I don't believe all he did. I believe he probably took other things and got money for those things that he took to support his drug addiction. And somewhere in the mix, he got accused of capital
bootlicker. I'm just what I'm doing right here. I'm just supporting Tats and what he's doing and trying to be exactly who he made his channel out to be. He wanted to go against the ones going against us as a community. So he's doing his part on covering this guy who is committing, who has committed. He got 5 open felonies right now. He's wanted, and he's steady trying to talk bad about people conducting their First Amendment protected activity. People about him. He's a criminal talking bad about people who are abiding by the law. So the irony here is so thick, like you couldn't even cut it with a butter knife.
murder. And I'm not really sure what occurred there, but somehow it's all related. And these are all just my
I'm not gonna play like any of the Frauded Wrangler videos. I'm not gonna do that. But I just wanted to play this video and go to his channel and like just show all the videos that he's done to make money off. He makes his money off First Amendment auditors, but he's steady talking bad about them.
my opinions, right? So he does some time in the Department of Corrections. And once he comes out, he still has that 40% disability rating with the Veterans Administration. So he's surviving any way he can. And he stumbles upon auditing videos on YouTube, probably out of boredom. And as he continues down that rabbit hole, he discovers an opposition to First Amendment auditing. And he thinks to himself, Michael Kaiser, I have a little bit of legal knowledge because I had all of these legal problems. And then I have some military knowledge because of my attempts at passing basic training twice. I can talk the talk for a little while. And maybe these people who also support police officers, I mean, I tried to be a military police officer. Why wouldn't they support me? I mean, why not tell everybody that not only was I a military police officer, but I served 15 years and I obtained the rank of staff sergeant. Yeah, that's what I'll tell them. But why stop there? Let's add that I was a U.S. Army Ranger. Yeah, people love those guys. They think they're really tough and know what they're doing, and they're loyal to what they do. Yeah, I'm an Army Ranger now. But how am I going to get the sympathy of people so that they can come off of their hard-earned money and give me some of those super chats? Oh, yeah, that's right. I was shot. I don't know how many times. I mean, I'm going to tell everybody that I was shot, what, one, two, three times? And I was attacked with an RPG that broke my tibia. And I'm Rambo. That's right, I'm Rambo. I am impervious to pain. I walked around for 3 freaking weeks on that broken tibia. Yeah, I'm a badass. Who doesn't want to support a badass like that? So I'm going to start this channel and I'm going to bolster my numbers by telling everybody these lies so they can be enamored with the fact that not only am I a U.S. Army Ranger, military police officer, but I'm a combat wounded veteran. Who doesn't want to support that? And so Michael Kaiser puts his plan into effect and starts his channel, Frauded Wrangler, the patriotic Texan. Yeehaw. I can't wait for that money to start flowing in. And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, I never ask you for anything. I wouldn't ask you fine folks any money, but somebody forced me to put this app on here that you can provide me with a little bit should you wish to do so. And if you do, I'm going to donate this to my favorite military. Uh,
This
I'm
guy
going to
is really
donate this
like
to my
one of the worst. And he fits the mold of a lot of trolls that I see that come on my channel and comment under videos or comment in a live stream. He fits the bill of a lot of those people. Just really, I feel like they scumbag people.
favorite military charity.
They say we're the scumbag people for exercising our rights, but they advocate for police doing whatever they want to citizens and being completely tyrannical. I don't understand how you can be on the side of that.
On your behalf. Yeah, that's what I'll do. Kaiser, all of that came crashing down when you ran into good old Tats. Yeah, that guy. The guy who heard your stories one too many times, the guy who was an actual military veteran, heard those stories and applied them to what I've experienced in my time in the military. And what did I smell? I smelled bullshit. And I called you on it. And then more people started calling you on it. And even more people started calling you on it. And as luck would have it, you had everything, all of these plans to con people in believing you to be a wounded warrior blow up like the IEDs you've never experienced and outed you for the phony you are. And you're still a phony. Now you're using the sympathy card of, woe is me. I'm just a poor guy who's made a lot of mistakes. And I'll be here and I'm going to continue on no matter what those people that hate me say. Yeah, you're still playing the sympathy card. And that money is going to continue to roll.
I can't believe that this guy tries to play victim. If y'all seen the videos, y'all talks about people. He's calling people names. He's saying he's shocking, disrespectful stuff about people over the internet when all of what he's saying really is a projection of himself.
Roll in because there are people out there who could care less about your military lies. But we all know who you really are, Michael. We know. You haven't fooled us even in the slightest. But there's only so much I can do. And for right now, we're going to continue on with this video.
I didn't like myself because, yeah, I victimized people. And we all know it's out there why I was struggling at that time. And I didn't ask anybody to donate I've never asked anybody to donate a damn thing to me. Go back and look at every one of my live streams. I've never asked anybody to give anything to me, ever.
Now, when he said go back to my live streams, if you try to check the live streams now, he deleted so many of his live streams, which is crazy. I think he deleted over half his live streams.
I didn't realize till I started watching it that just how badly those people were being victimized. And I felt that them being victimized under the cloak of some nonsense. I don't know. It felt like if I could help those people fight back against them a little bit, that maybe it would earn me a reprieve one day.
He talking about the people who go crazy because somebody is exercising their right, not bothering them. The people who make it their issue. Nobody's being victimized at all when you conducting your First Amendment protected activity. You're not victimizing nobody.
Yeah.
They are public workers. Everything about their position, them working there, is public information. It's not a secret.
Some cloak of some nonsense. You said it best. And of course, I rearranged your words slightly to drive home the point, because I believe that you never admitted to any wrongdoing whatsoever as far as your military service or anything else during the Frauditor Troll stream. So I'm trying to make it so you can tell everybody what it was that you did wrong. And I don't think you feel sorry for people that are victimized because, as I stated before, you built a channel based on the lie that you are a career U.S. Army soldier, U.S. Army Ranger who was wounded in Afghanistan several times, received 9 surgeries related to those injuries, and you were hoping to cash in on that lie. And you still are. You still are, because even though people now know that you are not who you said you were as far as your military service, they still feel sorry for you because they like what you stand for when it comes to anti-auditing. But are people really that butthurt over a camera where they can ignore somebody who tried to con people out of their money based on a bunch of bullshit? Man, I'm starting to lose faith in the world a little at a time. And it's people like you who add to that angst, the mistrust that people have throughout, especially when it comes to being online on social media, such as places like YouTube.
Audit Wrangler, known as Michael William Cobb. Michael's been making a lot of military claims on his YouTube channel, and a lot of veterans had questions about it because most of them really didn't make a lot of sense. He said he had 3 tours in Afghanistan.
I'll say this: I'm a disabled veteran. I'm rated 40% with the VA, and anybody that thinks I'm stealing valor, I highly encourage them to report me to the VA and the Office of the Inspector General.
I've been doing stolen valor investigations for quite a while.
I never had a problem telling everybody on the chat, in a live, that I have PTSD. I have been injured. I've had 9 surgeries, 2 gunshot wounds, and I still have frag next to my spine.
I've been doing stolen valor investigations for quite a while.
Whatever, dude. It's the same old garbage. It's all one big conspiracy.
Service connected. I banged out 9 surgeries in 8 years. I have half a slug in my left shoulder. I still have frag in my lower back.
I've been doing stolen valor investigations for quite a while.
I effed up. And I don't want to ever forget about it.
Michael caught my attention with some of the things that he said and done and spewed. So he was claiming from 2000 to 2008, and then he was med boarded either 2008, 2009, whatever. I've heard multiple different time frames. So I did the deep dive on the Department of Defense Manpower Database, also known as CERA. And what I found was the first one I looked at, this is dealing with his U.S. Army Reserve time. It was pretty short. Actually, it was very short. And he did show up. It was for the Army Reserve. And he had an active duty start date of June 18th, 1998. So through another Freedom of Information Act request to the National Guard, they actually provided me a copy of his U.S. Army Reserve DD-214. And I have that here. Kaiser Michael William, U.S. Army Reserve, grade rater PV1, E1 grade. He was with B Company, 2nd of the 10th Infantry TRT, is a BCT company at Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri. So he was in basic training and released.
I'm sure there was some embellishment in something.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about stolen valor. So in general, it's not a crime to lie about just to impress others. Doing so may be morally reprehensible, but the deception isn't enough to find someone or put them in jail. However, stolen valor is a crime as it's impersonating a military member or officer. So what is stolen valor? This term describes making false claims about performing military service, earning military awards or medals, being a prisoner of war, and other details that aren't true. Politicians, judges, celebrities, anti-war activists, veteran groups officials, community and average citizens have all been exposed for lying about their military service records. The issue became so prominent that in recent decades, the United States passed legislation making stolen valor a crime, first in 2005, with an amendment in 2005. This made it a federal misdemeanor to falsely represent the earning of U.S. military decorations or medals. The statute was effective at uncovering fraud, but the Supreme Court struck it down in the United States versus Alvarez case. In this case, the judge ruled that the arrest and prosecution of a citizen for wearing unearned military awards without criminal intent violated their constitutional right to free speech. So then we come to the amendment to that law in 2013. The 2005 law did not account for intent. so it was amended following the Supreme Court ruling. The Stolen Valor Act of 2013 specifically makes it a crime to falsely claim military service, embellished rank, or earned awards with the intent to obtain money, property, or other tangible benefits. Under this amended act, the fraudulent claims regarding military service are subject to a fine, imprisonment for up to 1 year, or both.
Mm.
The Valor Awards specifically.
So it is a crime to commit stolen valor, which that's pretty much been his whole channel. His channel is about for one, he's making, he's making content look from auditor content, and what he uses as a boost is his veteran status, but he's not really he's a veteran, but only by a technicality. He didn't make it through anything. He signed up, didn't make it, and they let him go for a medical reason. So he's a vet because he went in, but he didn't really do anything.
Specifically mentioned in the act include the Medal of Honor, the Distinguished Service Cross, the Navy Cross, the Air Force Cross, the Silver Star, the Bronze Star, the Purple Heart.
I don't have a Purple Heart.
Combat.
Yo, that soundbite was crazy, man. That I know he's so tired of hearing that soundbite. I don't have a Purple Heart.
Action Ribbon, Combat Infantryman's Badge, Combat Action Badge, Combat Medical Badge, and Combat Action Medal. Now, let's go back to the words embellished rank. Did you do that, Mr. Kaiser? I believe you did, because you claimed that you were a staff sergeant. Did you claim the Combat Action Badge? Yes, you did, because you claimed to be in combat. Did you claim the Combat Action Ribbon? Yes, you did, because you claimed to be in combat. Anyway, the other part of it is someone would have to prove.
All right, let me address the chat real quick. Brady, what's up? What's up? I see you, Brady. I might actually do that, make you a mod. Gangel, you're gonna have to relax a little bit in the chat. I know you're passionate about what you're passionate about, but sometimes it's a bit much for everybody. You got your own lingo, with your words and everything. So, it kind of throws people off. But yeah, I gotta address it, Angel. I've had people, tell me that, that they think you are spam. It's not just on. I'm gonna be real. It's not just on this live stream. I've had, several times people have said that. So, I don't have a problem with you. You just relax a little bit.
Prove that you used all of these embellishments to obtain money, property, or other tangible benefits. Well, I think if we really look closely at what you've done here, I believe you did. But that's not up to me. That would be up to a court of law. And I'm sure the Master Sergeant is going to probably pursue that if he can. So anyway, I just wanted to bring that up for all of you folks wondering about stolen valor and how it all works. So let's continue on and listen to little Private Kaiser talk about once again how he was blown.
Yeah. So he's talking about Friday Wrangler. Don't worry, y'all. We're gonna go to his channel after this. We're not really gonna review check out any of his content, but you're gonna see, his channel and everything. Don't worry about that. But just
blown up by an
listen to
RPG and broke his tibia.
I had broke my leg. We took RPG round at the grill. And nothing. And the warhead just absolutely.
This guy is like, I don't want to say this, but I have to say it. Y'all, if you ever experienced being around a crackhead or somebody who is, on drugs heavy, they will say the most wildest stuff imaginable. And that's exactly what Kaj has done. But the only thing about him is that you can't do that. You can't do that when it comes to, the military and faking your rank. You can't tell a whole story about, you being in the military, you doing all this stuff, then ask people to donate money to you and accept the money. It's crazy.
Smashed the engine back. It snapped the transmission from the damn drive shaft. It pushed the entire engine and transmission back about 8 inches. And when it did that, it knocked the damn firewall in. I broke my leg a half inch under the knee.
So he had an RPG hit the vehicle he was in. It broke his tibia that he was still walking around on 2 weeks after, and it broke. it pushed the firewall back and dropped out the transmission line. Bruh, come on, man.
And I didn't know about it for 3 weeks. I got to see wasn't a doctor. It was it was like a Dr. Light. And
Dr. Light?
Physical something, but not therapist or anything like that. But he told me I sprained my MCL.
A physical something, not a therapist, but a physical something. What do you mean? What are you talking about, bro?
To just wrap it up, and that was that.
5 hours later.
About 3 weeks.
Also, I knew his story was BS because, as y'all know, I've been in the health and wellness industry, and I know about injuries. Like, come on now, you're not walking around on a fractured tibia. No way. Not just come on, no.
We were off of rotation, and
I think I know that guy. I think I know the guy that you're talking about. He's the same guy that they used to fix the cars in East LA. They call him Mickey Mouse.
I'm just glad that I never saw that individual again, because it was 20 days later. Now, keep in mind, I didn't know I had a broken leg, so everything else was I was on that broken leg for 3 weeks in full battle rattle, and I didn't know about it for 3 weeks. Day one of my 2-day rotation off, I was going to get a shower, and I was in a damn pair of PT shorts, and first sergeant saw it. And he called me over there, and I started to limp to him. He went, "Nope, sergeant, you stay there." Yes, stop. And he come over, took one look at my leg, and said, "Get your smart ass." Yes, thank you. Physician's assistant. And it was a physician's assistant. Yeah, the first sergeant. And I don't know. I know, Jerry, we talked, you haven't, but I don't remember if you spent any time in the military corrections. But when you're a staff sergeant and your first sergeant tells you to go do something, you go do it, and you jump, snap shit and do it. In my case, I wasn't jumping, but I went ahead and I limped on back to the med shed, and they x-rayed it and came back in with a damn pair of crutches. I'm like, right, bro. So that 3 weeks, it was a diagonal break on my tibia, half inch under the knee joint, diagonally all the way across. And then I had a linear fracture. Now that runs along your bone. That one was like 6 inches long and almost a quarter inch wide.
1 eternity later.
Yes, I have been shot.
And were you a ranger?
No.
Yeah. Were you shot? Yeah, I was shot. Okay. Were you shot in combat? Were you in the war? What war were you in? Were you in service? Did you see action? Hello? Did you see action? He's not there? Were you in a war?
I didn't hear the last part, Dave. I'm sorry.
Okay. You were in the service. You said you were shot. Did you get shot while you were in? What war were you in that you got shot?
I've answered all that. I'm going through on that. I answered all I'm going through on that, Dave. I'm talking here.
Yeah, well, I'm asking.
So this guy right here is another. I think this is Frauditor Troll channel. So this is another person who talks, about. I guess he's part of the anti-auditing circle, and they used to be buddies. Him and Fraud Wrangler used to be buddies. Then he found out about, who his buddy really is, and now he turned on his buddy.
I'm asking you a bona fide question. What do I have to go back through all your live streams to find out? Why don't you just answer the question? No, you didn't tell me. You didn't tell this group. You haven't told this panel. It's a simple question. Just answer it. What war were you in that you got shot? You shot yourself.
I'm trying to answer. Can you hear me?
Yeah. No, I can't. No, we can't hear you. We're gonna wait. Say your piece. Say your piece.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you. I can hear you.
Dave, can you hear me?
We can hear you, man.
Dave, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh God. Oh, he's playing down. His headset doesn't work.
Yeah. Well, that's good. Yeah, that's good.
Y'all, man, Tats is crazy with his editing skills, man. Y'all gotta show Tats some love.
I yell a lot for the 5. I want my money back to a Wrangler you stole from me. I sent you money thinking you were a wounded vet. How is that not theft?
Wrangler?
Are you there?
I'm here. I didn't know you were asking me a question.
Yeah, I mean, that question is from someone who gave you money. It's directed towards you.
Well, first of all, I am a disabled veteran. And secondly, aside from corrections and Blackheart, I never asked for anybody for anything. Okay, Miss Navy girl. I said that
What?
all donations that went to my Cash App would go to a veteran charity. Was what I said.
Okay.
And did they go to a recognized charity? No, but the less than $100 that has been sent to my Cash App since I started the channel, better than 8 times that went to another veteran. He's actually in this chat right now.
I've seen a lot about your service. I've seen a lot that they're saying you don't have any service. You're saying you do. You won't answer the question. You know, I'm a veteran, 20 years, and
Thank you for your
I
service.
can't.
Yeah, thank you for your service.
You know, I'm a veteran, 20 years, and
Thank you for your
I
service.
can't.
Yeah, thank you for your service.
You're welcome. Yeah, I'm not looking for that, but thank you. I appreciate that. But when you won't answer if you've been in combat, and I've been in combat, that makes me worry, dude. And coming from a veteran who sacrificed a whole lot of shit and am 100% disabled, I'm telling you, you got to answer the questions, or I don't know what to say. Please don't tell me that you can't answer that question.
I didn't say I couldn't answer it, Navy girl. I
You
said
won't
I
answer it.
I said yeah, that's another way to say it.
Yeah,
Have you been in combat?
People that have been doing this for the last month had the opportunity to come and speak to me. They didn't.
Okay.
They wanted to just make clickbait out of it instead of coming to talk to me, which they didn't.
Okay, that's fair.
And at this
And I'm coming
point,
to you. I didn't.
you're coming to me like this, and that's fine. But people that want real answers would come to me directly.
I'm shaking right now. I'm friggin' shaking.
No, you're good. You're good, Navy girl. Thank you, Purple Dragon.
Hey, man. So y'all see he won't answer any questions. They're asking him very direct questions, and he try to act like he don't hear what's going on. Can y'all hear me? Is the mic good? I'm telling you, real veterans are disgusted with Friday Wrangler.
For the 5, Friday the Wrangler, were you shot in service or fleeing a crime scene?
1 eternity later.
I was not shot fleeing the crime scene. I was shot in the front of my damn torso. Christ's sake.
2, how did he do 3 tours of duty and not pass basic?
That's you saying that, not me.
He never completed his basic training.
What vehicle got hit by the RPG?
Asked and answered.
I'm real sympathetic.
Is it? What vehicle were you in when you got hit by the RPG? Bro, it's not a hard question. It's either a tank or Humvee, whatever vehicle that was. Just say the name of the vehicle or the type of the vehicle. Come on now. You're gonna if you are in a vehicle and it get hit by a rocket launch, a RPG, you know, you're gonna remember that moment in your life. And you're gonna know for sure. You're gonna remember the smell of the gunpowder or the smell of the smoke. You're gonna remember all of that. You're definitely gonna be able to. I was in this vehicle right here, but you know he can't do that because the whole story BS.
People who served in the military, and I know I heard opioids mentioned earlier, and I'm just, is that maybe part of the reason you got into this mess was because of an addiction that you got while serving your country?
I didn't get the addiction until after I was out of the military.
Okay, I want to make sure. Well, you know, you're getting beaten up.
No,
you with the military a lot. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't get into I didn't get into being addicted to painkillers until after I started having surgeries.
But surgeries came from the military injury, right?
I never had a problem telling everybody on a chat, in a live, that I have PTSD. I have been injured. I've had 9 surgeries, 2 gunshot wounds, and I still have frag next to my spine. No, it came from when I got into the VA. They gave me a medicine combination that gave me a seizure disorder. And every time I would have a grand mal seizure, most times for some reason I'd be standing up. And when I would have the seizure, I would fall and land on something, break something. And it was a grand total of 8 surgeries in 7.5 years. We took an RPG round to the grill. I banged out 9 surgeries in 8 years. I have half a slug in my left shoulder. I still have frag in my lower back. I was not shot fleeing the crime scene. I was shot in the front of my damn torso. Christ's sake.
About the gunshot. Was it combat or not? See, when you don't answer right away,
I didn't. You dropped out for a second. Get back.
Come on, bruh.
I didn't hear you.
Were you shot in combat? Yes or no?
Question.
So the gunshot wound, let's just clear the air. Was it combat related or not?
Yes. No, it came from when I got.
Now, that was the most lying. Yes, he did not want to say yes, but he couldn't say no.
Got into the VA. They gave me a medicine combination that gave me a seizure disorder. All right, look.
They gave him a medicine combination that gave him a seizure disorder.
I was deployed.
You know, one reason this is so terrible, it's because, you know, I had an uncle who was a victim of Agent Orange. And I'm not sure if anybody is familiar with Agent Orange. Anybody who catches this video later on the replay, if you are familiar with Agent Orange, go ahead and put in the comment section what you know about Agent Orange. But anyway, my uncle ended up, you know, being a victim of Agent Orange, and eventually it killed him, but it slowly destroyed his body to where he couldn't walk, he couldn't really move around. I think it went from like it was one of his legs and it was both. It was a very terrible process of breaking down the human body. And he experienced that, you know, in the military. I forgot exactly how he got exposed to it. I have to ask my cousin. But yeah, what I'm saying, these are very real things, man. You can't fake, you can't fake, military stuff, man, because people really have fought and died, for it. You cannot false claim.
It wasn't combat related. It wasn't active it wasn't active engagement with an enemy of this country. But yes, I was deployed when it happened.
So he never completed his basic training. And he was separated. Now, his separation date, this period, was July 22nd, 1998. He had a total period of service.
Renetta, I just want to say I'm sorry to hear that. And if that means you know that it's no joke to be playing about being injured and things happening in the middle. You lying about that? No, man. It's real victims out there, man. But yeah, y'all, let me.
Or a net active service this period, 1 month and 5 days. No overseas, no foreign service, no sea service.
Same.
Yeah, and he had a data rank of June 4th, 1998. So that's when he signed his contract, I believe, and became a private PV1. So decorations, medals, badges, citations, and campaign ribbons awarded or authorized. He has none. Nothing follows. His military education, course title, number of weeks and months and year completed. He has none, and nothing follows. Because he has been collecting for veterans organizations, or that's what I get from his YouTube channel, from his About or whatever. And people have been donating to him to give to veterans organizations. Guys, cut out the middleman. That keeps people from scamming you. If you're going to give to DAV or any other veteran organization, give directly to them. You don't need a middleman to do it. 2005, and it was with the Army National Guard. And active duty start date of March 1st, 2005, and active duty end date November 29th, 2005. He was discharged from basic training for this term of service. I'm putting this out there as vetted, verified data and information. While he was on active duty going through basic training, he received a disability, which would account for his VA disability. So he never completed his basic training.
I don't have a Purple Heart.
The way I arranged this video was to describe how Fraudit Wrangler continued to lie up until the very, very end. And he still has to come out with the truth 100%, unedited, unfettered. He has not done that yet. So there are still people out there that doubt whether or not he is telling the truth. because let's face it, there are a lot of people who bought into his bullshit and really don't want to let go to the legend that was Fraudit Wrangler Staff Sergeant wounded in combat, walked 3 weeks on a broken tibia. I mean, all of that is hard to give up. And the fact that you donated money believing that would break my heart as well.
Yeah. So just want to say sorry to everybody who has been ever affected by anybody who's been affected by Agent Orange. And it's not just the person that was exposed to it. It does carry on. So, you know, the child Agent Orange, it's possible they're going to have a lot of issues too. And I believe that's what happened with my cousin as well. So, but yeah, it's terrible, man. And for this guy to be faking it, you know, like he was really in the trenches and all that, is terrible.
Special thanks goes out to First Stone Vet. We've had our differences, but all in all, I appreciate the fact that you did contact the Master Sergeant. I did not. I don't know why I didn't. I wasn't really thinking of the Master Sergeant. I've watched his channel for a few years, but either way, I appreciate you contacting him, because without that, we would have not had the information so soon. I did, in fact, contact the POW network. The Keepers of the Green Beret, and Diane Shipley. And Diane Shipley, of course, is the one who suggested the POW network. And that's where I got my independent DD-214s from the records department. But I hope you enjoyed this final episode in this saga. If you like my channel, please like, share, and subscribe. And then also, I know a lot of you folks that are opposed to auditing are members or subscribers of my channel. I hope that you stick around for my other videos, and maybe I can win you over, but maybe not. And either way, we might be able to have some friendly disagreements and be able to remain friends at the same time. With that said, I wish everybody on both sides of the 1-8 issue peace, love, and freedom.
All right, y'all. So that was Tats, you know, pretty much giving you the rundown of this guy called Fraudit Wrangler. Remember, the guy who he made this video about, and his series of videos about, is somebody who is against people exercising their First Amendment right. But it's not just the fact that he's against people exercising the First Amendment right. It's that he's downright disrespectful towards people exercising their First Amendment right, because he believes something different. And I don't even think he believes something different. I just think he sees this as an opportunity to be a antagonist. He saw opportunity for itself. It's no way that you should have this much animosity to somebody exercising their First Amendment right. He doesn't just say he doesn't agree with it or whatever. He disrespects people. Like he talked about, I don't know if y'all know about Joey Surreal. And anyway, Joey Surreal Camera is a channel. He does First Amendment audits and everything. And his brother passed away not too long ago. And Fraudit Wrangler is this man's dead brother. You know, it's like he's so over the top disrespectful. It's crazy. And then and now that he's been exposed, like by several different channels, like Tats, MSG Retired, not Angry Vet, the Stone Vet. Since he's been, now he wants to play victim and now he's trying to act like people's bullying him, when he's steady bullying people on every single one of his. It's not just it's over the top. I think it's more so for, you know, he's just doing it for entertainment purposes, but it's no education behind it, because he's not telling the truth and he's just being shady about the whole thing. That's why I don't understand how anybody is even supporting him. But the reason they're supporting him is because he's faked his military history, and people are more willing to help you or help people who served in the military. It's a status. You know, when you see somebody with a veteran's hat or any military memorabilia on or anything like that, you always say thank you for your service, and you look at them in a light of they did something to help and serve this country. No matter the thought that you had, no matter about the military or whatever, you know that this person was really will risk their life to, you know, quote unquote protect, you know, the country. And you have somebody faking the whole thing. But let me share this. So this is Frauded Wrangler's channel. At one time they said that at one time they also said he was buying subscribers. So he has subscribers. Look how many over 584 videos. All of this is he didn't go out at all ever. All he did was pull up somebody's video, talk bad about them for going out and creating it. It's terrible, man. This guy is a terrible person. I can't believe a terrible person like this is actually talking bad about people who are standing up for their rights. You know, I don't agree with every auditor or their style or the way they go about conducting themselves. Some auditors have the right reasons, and you know, or they have their own agenda of why they're doing it. And I also believe that some auditors don't pick the best way to express themselves when they are conducting their audits. He also was accused of murdering someone, and the only reason that he beat this murder charge was because I think it was some issues with the names or something was filed wrong or something like that, and he got off of that based on the technicality. But he did a home invasion and tried to rob, killing an old man. I think the man was like years old, but he ended up killing an old man to just rob, just to. So you're dealing with a you know, a drug addict, which I don't even want to say. A lot of people have drug problems, and it doesn't necessarily determine who you are. But this person was already not a good person and became a drug addict on top of not being a good person to begin with. So, you know, all that did was make the demons in him manifest even more. And you can see when you're watching if you ever watch his channel, look at his eyes and tell me, do you see a light human soul in him, or do you see evil and destruction and chaos? But let's see. Look how much he's generated off of First Amendment auditors. If there was no First Amendment auditing community, this guy would not exist, because he just wouldn't exist. He's garnered over 100 and not 1.7, almost 1.8 million views. That is unbelievable. He would not come forward. He would not be honest. The closest he was to being honest was trying to say, "Oh, I'm trying to leave my past in the past, and people won't let me." Blah 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 blah. You know, that people just keep judging me by my past, and you know, it's it's unbelievable, really. I don't know how he does it, but he's not operating as a human being. I'm not gonna go to his video right now, but as y'all see, I've checked out a few just to see where where he was where his mind was, and I can tell that he's just trying to be overly provocative and overly disrespectful, and he caters to the people and want to, you know, like y'all say, the cop lovers, people who just love cops no matter how, you know, how badly they get beaten by them. It's crazy.